It's a non-essential rabbit hole podcast. My name is Josh Sharrow. Sean Doyle sitting across from me, drinking a cup of coffee, slurping it. That's nice.
By City Grind Coffee.
Yeah.
City Grind.
And Hairball John on the other line. And I asked him this morning before we went on the air, how you doing? And he said, I'm rattled. Don't make fun of me. I'm sensitive.
Shut the hell up. I'm leaving. See you guys.
What happened?
No.
What happened to you?
No, no, I don't want to tell you now.
Please.
It's pretty much the whole show today is what happened to you. You went to Kroger, so obviously someone at Kroger sneezed in your mouth, or...
No, not at all, man. I mean, we did the curbside pickup, where you schedule it like 2 weeks ago or so.
Yep.
And granted, it worked out okay. I mean, it was a week away when you scheduled it, and you could keep adding up to like midnight the night before. So all of that was great. They're overwhelmed with it, so they're pulling, being able to get the items is not as accurate as I think as you would want, as you would hope. So this time I said, we'll just go ahead and we'll do our list online, and then I'll just go in and do the grocery shopping.
They got you the regular kale instead of the organic kale, didn't
No. So I do my mask, because that's the only time I wear it is when I'm out doing something in public or whatever. And I go in, and dude, I'm fine. I don't have any issue. I know that the chances of me getting this are extremely slim. I'm doing everything you're supposed to be doing. And I'm in there for like maybe 5 minutes. And you guys have been in enough music venues that I think you understand that the energy in the room can definitely change the way, it can affect the way you feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think the anxiety of the shoppers in Kroger definitely affected me, because my anxiety went frickin' through the roof, and I do not have that, and I did not expect it. I mean, we're talking like chest got tight. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. Like, this is stupid, and then you start just getting mad at yourself. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. There's not that many people in here. I have all the common sense in the world tells me that I got no issue being here. I'm just as safe here right now as I am at home because I take the precautions, the whole thing. I'm not concerned about it, but there's something that's deep-seated that triggered, and it was it was unpleasant.
I understand what you're saying, though, because, even just going out and picking up takeout and stuff, like, I'm like, oh, man, I don't know about this. This makes me feel uncomfortable. Right. Like, it doesn't give you the same warm, fuzzy feeling. So I don't think it's just you. I think it's overall. I mean, I think that we've been. I think that
I don't like it, Josh. I don't like it at all.
I don't think that the word brainwashed is correct, but I definitely think that we've been influenced by media as to how we're supposed to react to these situations, and I'm not sure that it's okay.
I check my sanitizer in my truck before I check the gas
to see how much sanitizer you have left.
Yeah, probably crazy. You're more sanitizer than you are gas. Absolutely. Right.
Yeah. Especially me. I'm a dirty sumbitch.
So I don't think that what your reaction to that was wrong. I mean, I think it'd be weird if you walked through Kroger just like untouchable. I think it'd be a weirder response.
Yeah. And everybody, I mean, I think, they talk about a pandemic, and I think that we've also created a fear-demic.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes so deep-seated. And I have to say that there was probably about 30% of the people in Kroger were not wearing masks, and that's up to them to do. I mean, I'm doing what I need to do. But everybody that I came across was very, very nice. You had people that were doing the 6 feet distancing, and they're pulling to the side of the aisle as you go by, letting each other. It's everything there as far as being human beings went fine, if not even just better than normal, to be honest with you. Because you don't have, I think the rudeness for the most part is gone from what I've seen the last couple of times I've gone in, but there's just an overall feel inside that building. And I think that's probably very common within any of these retailers right now, is that it's just, it's stocking fear energy, and you walk into it and it hits you.
Well, and you're kind of like watching everybody and making sure that you're not like encroaching anybody's space and trying to keep other people out of your space. And then thinking about like, what did that lady who's hacking over there online too, what did she touch? I mean, I think it's completely reasonable that you got a little bit of anxiety built up based on your trip.
Mm-hmm. Well, Well, I appreciate it.
I wish
But,
it was
yeah,
something
so that's-
better. Like, I wish it would have been a better story. Like, you just got a little nervous about going to a public place.
Come
Like,
on.
how am I
I
going
thought
to
it
make
was
funny?
Oh, I know.
How am I going to make funny about that? You know what I mean?
Right.
You're like, earlier today, I was walking and I was putting gas in my car and I slipped and my tongue hit the gas pump and now I think I'm
Right.
going to die. That would have been a cooler story than your bullshit about your anxiety in the middle of Kroger at the Rice-A-Roni aisle. That wasn't very good.
You should see Charo and his
It's so funny because
anxiety and stuff.
I was standing there looking at the pastaroni while I'm dealing with this. That's hella funny you said that.
You were? Mm-hmm. Man, I don't
Yeah, I was
like-
totally standing there looking at the pastaroni.
What the fuck is pastaroni?
It's like
It's rice-a-roni that, yeah, but it's just, I don't know what, don't ask me to explain anything today. I can't explain anything at all.
Are you allowed to eat pastaroni in your house?
Yeah, but I cook it on a hot plate in the basement with the window open.
Yes.
With the fan blowing it right out the window so nobody can smell it.
Right.
And I throw the dishes away afterwards, so that there's no.
Do you have things in your house that you have to eat quietly? Like without anybody knowing you're eating them?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that.
There you go.
I'd like to pass on answer that question. Do you have a stash of something somewhere?
I'm going with the previous answer too.
I played the fifth.
Yeah. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Yeah.
Oh man. So,
This is my
did you guys have a good day
favorite
yesterday?
story. Yeah, this is my
What is
favorite
it?
story that I found yesterday, and it
Okay.
cracks me right up. It's a Swiss bus driver has been fired after he was filmed performing an alleged sex act on himself in front of passengers. So this guy is driving a bus through Switzerland, decides, you know what? Now's a good time to
Rub one out.
yeah, shave the dog, as we would say, right? And he starts doing that. So then the passenger behind him, the female passenger behind him, one shocked woman passenger spotted what the driver was doing in the reflection of the rearview mirror inside the bus. So what was her reaction? She's like, you know what? I'm going to film this
film
son
him?
of a bitch. So
Yeah.
she gets her phone out and she's filming him. Who's the perv here, huh?
That's
Who's
exactly
yelling,
right.
World star! World star!
It's
They
believed the
yell
man
that a lot.
felt that he was separated enough to do what he was doing without being seen because of the barrier that had been set up to offer the coronavirus protection, a clear plexiglass plate. Like, that's not offering you any protection. That's just putting you in a show. Plus, passengers were only allowed to exit from the rear of the bus, and the seat immediately behind them was blocked.
And some of the passengers actually said, that was, 45 cents spent.
But
Well,
he-
and don't you? So if he was driving it, and then he was working his own stick shift while he's driving,
Pretty much.
but at some point, I don't know how the buses are in Switzerland, but here you actually have to take your right hand off and actually pull the lever to open up the doors.
but they're all coming
that-
through the rear door, so I think that's why it was important that he didn't have to use his right hand for the door.
Oh yeah, because that would you'd have to really kind of pace your stamina between stops if that was the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, oh, okay, I can stop.
The video was leaked without censorship, so if you'd like to see the video of the
No
Switzerland
way.
bus driver choking his chicken, you can get that online anywhere that news stories are available. The Sun
good.
reporter last year how in Australia a serial masturbator was sprung with the help of Google Maps after spending the previous 4 years allegedly performing sex acts on quiet streets. The man allegedly used to creep around one specific street in Brisbane, Queensland, so that he was caught by Google Street View car in July 2017. You guys are so bad at this that you got caught on the Google Street View car. There's people out there in this world that's their main goal in life is to get on Google Street View, right?
Really?
And this serial jerk offer is managed to do it accidentally and get busted.
it's the same corner every day.
Are you ready for the description? This is the
It
best
wasn't
part.
on the corner of
Go
Linden
ahead.
Park and Union.
No,
was it?
you're
okay,
good now.
Okay.
In the snap, a man with long hair wearing a baseball cap could be
Uh-oh.
seen peering in the bushes.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Long hair and a baseball cap.
I have an alibi.
Is that
I
why
don't know
you were nervous?
I don't know
in
when
the
it was happening.
That's why you were nervous in the pastaroni aisle. You were jerking off in the pastaroni aisle, weren't you?
I was doing my own little Alfredo sauce.
There's more than one noodle in that aisle that day.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, the other funny thing that happened is Dr. Fauci, who half of America loves and half of America hates. He was on one of the the news conferences, and somebody says, if you're one of the reporters ask him, if you're swiping on a dating app like Tinder or Bumble or Grindr and you match with someone that you think is hot.
Hang on, there's 2 to the list I haven't tried yet. Bumble,
You want to try Grindr?
Grindr. No, I don't think I want that one.
Yeah, Grindr's for gay dudes, but
Yeah,
That's for coffee.
no.
Yeah.
whatever floats your boat, buddy.
coffee.
It's 2020.
I'm teasing them also.
If you're swiping on a dating app like Tinder, Bumble, or Grindr, and you match with someone that you think is hot, and you're just kind of like, maybe it's fine if this one stranger come over, Mr. Fauci, what do you say to that person? And he said, that's tough because that's what's called relative risk. Then he dropped the bombshell. If you're willing to take a risk, and everybody has their own tolerance for risk, you could figure out if you want to meet somebody, said Fauci, who was named a candidate for People's Sexiest Man Alive Award.
Shut up.
Really?
That old wrinkled bag is going to get the Sexiest Man Alive Award?
That's who beat me?
He's still alive?
That's a bunch of bullshit right there.
I know. I guess that depends when People magazine comes out. That could vary.
He asked if you want to go. He added that if you want to go a little bit more intimate, well, then that's your choice regarding a risk. So
Yeah.
old Fauci there saying if you want to swipe right and get a little, then you can.
What was the terminology in there? Because he had like 2 words that were strewn together, kind of like how social distancing is something now. There was something in there. Like,
Relative risk.
I like that.
Yeah.
Relative risk. That's
Long
what
mouth
happens
dicking.
if you're doing. Yeah, if you're doing a Bay City app, there's always the chance of a relative risk.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's what this whole,
Because there's a good chance you're related to the people.
that's what. Especially in the South End, those poll acts are related.
That's right.
Keep your distance. We'll call it the Midland Street Mile.
Yeah.
The relative risk.
But that's what this whole opening thing is going to be. When we reopen this country and reopen these different parts of the state, it's all relative risk based on what is your business and how is the relative risk level of getting people infected and what is the benefit of your business being open versus the people that you could possibly affect. So it's all a risk, right? Like that car dealer story we read the other day. Life is a risk. Like at some point we're going to have to take the risk. And
I'm fucking hugging everybody when I get to see some people again.
that's the
Face
problem.
licker.
I'll be like,
face licker.
oh, I fucking hate you. Bring it
Yeah.
in.
There was a town hall meeting that came in on my Facebook feed last night. I don't normally watch them very much, but this one was being held by the owner of the Diesel Concert Lounge in Detroit.
Yeah.
And it was basically him laying out what he foresees as being the way that things are going to reopen. Obviously, bars and concert venues are there. It's going to be a long time before those get back to what they, even if they ever will, to some point. And so it was really interesting because what he did is that the people he invited to this were pretty much all bands, and he had them of all different scales, so the local band to the national bands, media and club owners like Kevin Zink from Machine Shop was in this chat as well. And so I'll share with you if you want what this guy's view as to how this is going to go, at least for music venues.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
what he believes, and he said, I have some information that's been given to me, and then the rest of it is speculation, but it's based on what has happened in other places, other countries, and the way that this timeline goes. He believes that this is going to go until mid-June. So don't hold on, Josh. Don't freak out yet. This is going to go until, I know this is going to go until mid-June. He said that it's going to go, as far as it goes for the bars and the gatherings, it's going to go in stages. So it'll go something like 50, and then in fall it will get to somewhere around 100 to possibly 150. If we're actually opening things up by fall, which he believes we will. And so what he's proposing to get the Detroit music scene back up, and he doesn't think it'll get to 250, 500 well into 2021. But what he's proposing is that he has taken the Diesel Lounge is actually it has 2 sides to it. It has a door that opens up and goes over into a bar area. And what he's doing is he can lock that door. He's doing 2 different entrances in, different sets of bathrooms, 2 stages, the whole thing. And he's going to have, it has 2 separate clubs running at the same time.
That makes sense.
So that he can stay within. But what his proposal is for Detroit is that is that the band it's going to be down to local bands. It's going to be what it was in the 80s where everybody was following the local bands because the big national ones aren't going to come through and they're not going to play to 50 to 100 people.
Well, it's not even that, right? It's you're not going to be able to afford to pay the national acts if there's only
Right.
50 tickets.
Right.
Absolutely. So
Those
what
guys
he's-
want to play just as bad as anybody else. But
and I think that's going to get to where it's a whole different discussion, which I think is kind of interesting as far as it's going to get to where it's all streaming, like pay-per-view type of thing. I don't know how that is because obviously you're not going to have Metallica